Even as Vladimir Putin continues his assault on Ukraine, almost half of Trump voters here in the United States think that Vladimir Putin is a better leader for his people than President Joe Biden is for his people here in the United States. 47% of self-described Trump voters here in the United States think that Putin is a better leader. Only 3% of people who voted for Donald Trump said unequivocally that Joe Biden is the better leader for their respective people. Now, this shouldn't be too shocking, right? When you look at the mentality of somebody who voted for Donald Trump, it's not a surprise that they would be attracted to somebody like Putin. I mean, the two men do share a lot of qualities. They want absolute control. Nobody can tell them no. You know, they rule with an iron fist, basically. They attack the press. They attack reporters. They attack anyone who disagrees with them, although granted, Putin does it to a much greater degree. And we have seen 2,100 protesters arrested in Russia so far as of yesterday, and that number is going to continue to climb as the Russian people want no part of Putin's plan, kind of like the American people wanted no part of what Donald Trump was doing. And so, yes, it makes perfect sense that these Trump supporters would turn around and say, I think Vladimir Putin is doing a better job over there in Russia than Joe Biden is over here in the United States. And of course, Russia's economy is on the brink of collapse. They announced that their stock exchange wouldn't even open today because they've already lost so much money. The ruble is effectively worthless on the global market at this point, and things are getting very rough in the country financially because of all the financial sanctions that have been placed on them. And as I've said, of course, this is going to affect the average people in Russia, the people who do not want this conflict, and that is unfair, that is unfortunate. I wish there was a way we could do this that wouldn't affect them, but unfortunately, financial sanctions typically always impact the neediest citizens most of all. That's something we have to do better at, something we have to fix somehow. I don't know how. And I don't think anybody knows how we do that to where it doesn't affect these people, but it is something that we have to figure out because that is not fair to them. They didn't sign up for this. They do not deserve that. But again, back to the main issue here, obviously, right? 47% of these Trump voters think Putin's a better leader than Biden. This kind of shows us where this political divide is headed here in the United States. It doesn't matter what Joe Biden does, and I've been hugely critical of him. I am not happy with this administration, but I also don't think that he's failing the United States. I just think he's not really doing anything one way or the other, and that's disappointing. But even if he had delivered on every promise that he made during that campaign, if we had student loan debt forgiveness, if we had the Build Back Better Act, the Green New Deal, debt-free college, all of those things, they'd still hate him. Because that's where the political divide is here in the United States. Democrats can do nothing right in the eyes of Republicans. And it's only going to continue to get worse. Again, it's another situation. I don't know how we fix it. Because they have decided that demagoguery is what they're after. They don't care about real leadership. They don't care about what happens to them or their fellow Americans. All they want is a Putin or Trump-like figure to tell them what to feel, what to think, and of course, who to be mad about. One of today's video sponsors is Munk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars. Healthy snacks have a bad reputation, and let's be honest, most don't taste very good. They don't fill you up, and they certainly don't satisfy any of your cravings. Munk Pack makes snacks that taste like our favorite sugary treats, but with 1 gram of sugar or less. Munk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars contain 1 gram of sugar or less, 2 to 3 grams of net carbs, and they're only 150 calories. They're great for anyone following a keto lifestyle and the perfect snack for anyone who's trying to eat better or cut back on sugar and carbs without sacrificing taste. Munk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars have a perfect balance of sweet and salty, a crunch from whole nuts and seeds, but still manage to be soft and chewy. They come in delicious flavors like sea salt dark chocolate, caramel sea salt, and peanut butter dark chocolate. They're perfect for a quick snack to satisfy your sweet tooth without any guilt, and you can enjoy Munk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars as a quick breakfast while running errands or after a workout. In addition to being keto-friendly, the bars are also gluten-free, plant-based, non-GMO with no soy, trans fats, sugar alcohols, or artificial colors. So try it for yourself and you'll see, and we have a special deal for our Ring of Fire viewers. Get 20% off your first purchase of any Munk Pack product by visiting munkpack.com and entering our code ROF at checkout. And Munk Pack is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll exchange the product or refund your money, whichever you prefer. To get started, just go to munkpack.com. That's munkpack.com. Select any product, then enter code ROF at checkout to save 20% off your purchase.